What is the most important thing you can do for your child as a Christian parent? Well, we take them to soccer practice, we give them piano lessons, we encourage them to do well in school, but there's something else, isn't there? We need to pass our Christian faith along to our child. But how do we do that? Maybe you've had some ideas and thoughts, but, well, it's just hard to know exactly where to begin. My name is Robert Bowler, Jr. I am a pastor and a parent. In raising our two boys, my wife and I did something that turned out to be more effective and more significant than we imagined when we started the practice. We taught our two boys how to pray, their own real, authentic, and natural prayers, and I prayed with them. And I discovered that in their praying over the years, that they came to know and sense and experience God. It brought them into a connection with the living God that I believe they would not have had if we had not done this. Well, I would like to help you do the same thing with your child. Teach your child to pray their own real, authentic, and natural prayers. It will be the most rewarding thing you have ever done, and it will strengthen your relationship to your child. It will enhance your relationship to God. And most importantly, it will enable you to pass your faith along to your child in a way that's authentic and natural and isn't forced or awkward. So let me tell you exactly what I did and then offer you some resources to help. I started when my boys were 5 to 6 years old. I sat on the side of the bed at bedtime and we both prayed. They prayed first and then I prayed, and we prayed out loud. We did two things in our prayers. We said thank you to God. Then we asked God for things that we needed. It was that simple. I taught them to do this. I coached them along until they understood what we were doing, and I made sure this was a part of our nighttime routine every night. Over time, I discovered several important things. One is that they were really praying. They weren't just going through the motions. They weren't just trying to please me. They were turning their hearts and spirits to God and addressing God as if it were the most natural thing in the world to do. And of course, it is. And I soon heard some of the most wonderful natural prayers come from their lips, prayers I had not taught them, but that came from their hearts addressing God, and I realized they were actually really praying. Secondly, I realized that God was making himself known to them through his Holy Spirit. As we prayed over the weeks and months and years, they began to sense that God was present and listening when they prayed. Remember that Jesus said that he would be present when just 2 or 3 people are gathered together in his name. And I realized that Christ was making himself known, not just to me, but to my child's heart and soul as well. Well, there are a lot of things that we did and a number of things I learned in this process that we don't have time to go into in this short video, but you can start with what I just told you, and it will make a tremendous impact on your child, an impact that will be eternal because you are helping them come to know God, and that has eternal consequences. Well, if you would like me to help you in this, I would love to do so. I would be happy to walk with you in this process if you feel like you need a little help and guidance and encouragement. I put together a series of 6 lessons and a workbook to help you know exactly how to do this with your child. I have a lesson on why this is so important, and you're the best person to do this with your child as the parent. I have a lesson on prayer so you can know what you're teaching. I give you some very specific guidance on how to start this practice with your child in a way that's not awkward or forced. And if you're nervous about the idea of teaching your child to pray or praying out loud with them, I talk about that a great deal. I have a whole lesson on hard questions children ask, so you'll know how to answer those when they ask them, which they will. And I also will tell you something we did that helped them think of themselves as people who not just knew God or were interested in God, but loved God. Well, as a Christian parent, you know you need to pass your faith along to your child, but how? Well, it's easier than you think, but it won't happen by accident. Let me say that again. It won't happen by accident. There are some things you need to do, and you have a small window of opportunity in which to do them. Don't let that moment pass you by. If you will take advantage of that opportunity, you can change your child's life forever by teaching them to pray. Well, statistics say that large numbers of children who grow up in the church and in Christian homes will fall away from the Christian faith when they grow up. I've seen that happen. I suspect you have too. Well, don't let that happen in your family and with your child. You can introduce them to the living God by teaching them how to pray. Well, click below if you would like me to help you in this process, and may God bless you and bless your child as you both come to know Him better.